You have just 2 minutes to escape a house fire. Most people make a deadly mistake in those moments. Here's what you need to know before it's too late. You have, at most, 2 minutes. From the second a smoke alarm starts screaming, that's the window you have to get out of a house fire safely. 2 minutes. And yet, the most common fire in any home doesn't start in a bedroom with a candle or in the living room. It starts right here, in the kitchen. Cooking is the #1 cause of home fires. They're so common, so deceptively familiar, that it's easy to get complacent. And in that moment of complacency, when a normal day flips into panic, people make the single biggest mistake. It's a mistake born from pure instinct, one that can turn a small, manageable fire in a pan into an explosive inferno that swallows the entire room in seconds. That mistake is reaching for water. Picture it. You're cooking, maybe frying something in oil. The phone rings, someone's at the door. You get distracted for just a second. It happens to all of us. But when you turn back, you see it. First, a little wisp of smoke, then more. And before you can even think, the surface of the oil erupts into a rolling, angry flame. Panic kicks in. Your brain screams, "Fire!" And your whole life, you've been taught a simple rule. Fire plus water equals sign out. It's an instinct practically drilled into us as kids. So you do what feels right. You grab a cup, a bowl, anything with water, and you rush to douse the flames. This is the exact moment a small problem is about to become a catastrophe. This single intuitive act is the #1 mistake that has led to devastating consequences. The second you toss water onto that flaming pan, you're not going to hear a sizzle of victory. You're going to get an explosion. A violent eruption of fire launches a massive fireball straight to your ceiling. Burning oil is thrown across the room, hitting your cabinets, your curtains, and maybe even you. In a heartbeat, the fire is no longer in the pan. It's everywhere. The kitchen becomes an inescapable trap, with flames spreading at a terrifying rate. And I'm not being dramatic here, this is just brutal physics. What you've just witnessed is a boilover, and it is horrifyingly good at spreading fire. You didn't just fail to put the fire out, you gave it wings. You took a small contained fuel source and aerosolized it, turning it into a cloud of burning droplets. That can set an entire room ablaze in the blink of an eye. Every year, people make this exact mistake. They follow a perfectly logical but fatally flawed instinct. A recent nationwide survey revealed an alarming fact. 38% of Americans admit they don't know how to properly put out a grease fire. That's more than 1 in 3 people who might reach for water in a panic. To get why this happens, you have to forget the simple idea that water puts out all fires. It absolutely does not. When you're dealing with a grease fire, water acts more like gasoline. Here's the science. First, oil and water don't mix. More importantly, water is denser than oil. So when you pour water onto the burning pan, it doesn't stay on top to smother the flame. It slices right through the superheated oil and sinks to the very bottom. Now think about the temperatures. Water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius. A grease fire is burning much, much hotter, often over 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The instant that water hits the scorching hot pan, it flash boils into steam. And here's the critical part. When water turns to steam, it expands with explosive force by about 1,700 times. This sudden, violent expansion of steam has nowhere to go but up. It acts like a detonator under the burning oil, blasting it up and out of the pan. This propels thousands of tiny, flaming droplets of oil into the air, creating a massive surface area. That mixes with oxygen and combusts almost instantly. That's the terrifying fireball that engulfs your kitchen. You haven't extinguished the fuel, you've just given it the perfect delivery system to spread as far and as fast as it can. So, if water's the worst thing you can do, what's the right thing? Luckily, the answer is simple, calm, and incredibly effective. It's not about fighting the fire, but starving it. A fire needs 3 things: heat, fuel, and oxygen. The fire triangle. The easiest one to remove from a pan fire is the oxygen. Here is the correct, step-by-step procedure. First, and this is the most important part, don't panic. And whatever you do, do not try to move the pan. Trying to carry a flaming pot of oil is just another easy way to splash and spread a disaster. Your very first move should be to turn off the heat. Cut the power to the burner or shut off the gas. This stops adding energy to the fire. Next, smother it. Find a metal lid that fits the pan, or even a flat metal cookie sheet will do. If you can, put on an oven mitt and calmly slide the lid over the pan from the side. Don't drop it on top because that can splash the oil. By covering the pan, you cut off the fire's oxygen. The flames will go out on their own. Leave the lid on until the pan is completely cool. Don't peek. Adding a fresh supply of oxygen could make the fire roar back to life. What if you can't find a lid? For a very small fire, you can dump a large amount of baking soda or salt on it to smother the flames. You'll need a lot though, so this is only for minor flare-ups. And please, whatever you do, do not use flour, baking powder, or any other powder from your pantry. They might look the same, but they are combustible and can make things much worse. As a last resort before you have to get out, use the right fire extinguisher. For a kitchen, you need a Class K extinguisher. While Class B is for flammable liquids, Class K is specifically designed for cooking oils and fats. It uses a fine chemical mist to cool and smother the fire without splashing it. The idea that water is a universal fire killer is just one of many myths that can have tragic consequences. Knowing the truth about home fires is just as important as knowing how to handle a grease fire. Myth 1. A smoke detector is all the protection I need. A smoke alarm is a critical early warning, but it won't fight the fire or help you escape. You might only have 2 minutes from the time it sounds to get out safely. A practiced escape plan is non-negotiable. Myth 2. The flames are the biggest threat. In reality, it's the smoke. Most victims of fires die from smoke and toxic gas inhalation, not from the burns themselves. The toxic gases, like carbon monoxide, can knock you out in seconds, long before the fire even reaches you. Myth 3. Newer homes are safer. This is a really dangerous assumption. While they have modern wiring, many new homes are built with lightweight synthetic materials and open floor plans. These materials burn much faster and produce far more toxic smoke than the solid wood and natural materials in older homes. Research has shown you may have as little as 3 to 4 minutes to escape a modern home fire, compared to as much as 17 minutes in an older one. And a final tip: when you're evacuating, close doors behind you. This simple act can dramatically slow the spread of fire and smoke, containing the damage and buying precious time for everyone to escape. The most important lesson today is this: in a kitchen grease fire, your first instinct is your worst enemy. Water isn't the solution, it's the amplifier. The right response is to stay calm, turn off the heat, and smother the fire with a lid. Take a second right now. Think about your own kitchen. Do you have a metal lid that fits your favorite pan? Do you know exactly where it is? Do you have a fire extinguisher, and is it the right class for your kitchen? A staggering 80% of cooktops involved in fires are electric, which have significantly higher injury rates than gas ranges, making this knowledge even more critical. If this video taught you something that could prevent a disaster, please share it. Send it to your family, your friends, and especially your kids moving into their first apartment. That one piece of knowledge, never use water on a grease fire, could be the thing they remember in a panic that saves their kitchen, their home, and their life. And finally, take 5 minutes today, not tomorrow. Asterisk today, asterisk. Check your smoke detectors, find your fire extinguisher, and look at its expiration date. Walk through your escape plan with your family. 5 minutes of prep can make all the difference when you only have 2 minutes to react. Don't let a simple mistake in the kitchen become the biggest mistake of your life. Stay safe and stay prepared. If this video could save someone's life, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss our life-saving content. Share this with everyone you care about. If this video could save someone's life, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss our life-saving content. Share this with everyone you care about. Together, we can make every home a safer place.